This week on Houston Newsmakers, Houston in the headlines, and some good headlines at that. It's ranking as the best in another category of what has been a public relations dream. The same can't be said for the person responsible for placing a dead pig at a mosque this week. Hate crime or not, we'll talk to Muslim and non-Muslim leaders. And Houston's former police chief with a passionate appeal for a program he says is almost guaranteed to cut juvenile crime.
From KPRC Local 2. This is Houston Newsmakers with Khambrel Marshall.
Well, if statistics don't lie, then this one tells a troubling story. Gang involvement in Houston has increased by 29% since 2010. 3 to 6 p.m. is the most unsafe time for youth, but caring for youth during that time can consume a fourth of a low-income family's income. Those stats mean that something is likely to fall through the cracks. Houston Councilmember C.L. Bradford is here to talk about a program that he says works to fight those stats. Also, here's Dr. Lisa Carruthers from a program called Enrich in the Cooperative for After-School Enrichment. Thank you both for being here.
Khambrel, thank you.
I've met you before. We've talked about this. You are passionate about getting things in place for kids after school. Talk about the genesis for why you are where you are at this place.
Thank you. Well, public safety is a community responsibility. It is so true that police officers in the field today, they are likely to be confronted by juveniles that are more violent, less respectful of authority, and also more likely to be armed today. As you've indicated, the police department has documented a 29% increase in gang activity, gang membership, I should say, here in Houston in the last 24-month period. That's more than 4,000 new gang members. That's young boys and girls who are falling through the cracks. See, we can no longer say that, you know, child development, that's a task for parents. That's a task for the school districts. No, it's a community responsibility. We all have to get engaged.
We're talking about CASE is one of those programs. Enrich, give me the basic foundation, to me, both of you, about what that program is. And we're going to talk about how people can get involved.
But I'm certainly going to allow Dr. Carruthers to talk about that. I've been involved in CASE for a number of years myself, but we must bring about a paradigm shift and stop focusing so much of our resources on interdiction and enforcement efforts and go to prevention and education awareness efforts. Now, the question becomes, how do we measure the resources that we are putting into those prevention type efforts?
So at the Cooperative for After School Enrichment, we're actually a department of Harris County Department of Education, which is over 120 years old. And so we support all 26 school districts inside the county area. And so one of the ways we do this is 13 years ago we created a division to look at out-of-school time. And so that's the division I work in. And so part of our outreach is we fund programming for 12,000 kids across the county. That's only a small fraction of the kids that need this support. So Enrich is part of our outreach to engage the YMCA, the Boys and Girls Club, and different stakeholder groups. We work with the 26 school districts. We work with the City of Houston through their after-school program, but there's over 300 vendors that are working as professionals, bringing in content expertise to the field. And so we are using Enrich to bring them together to talk about the issues that we're facing.
And you're hoping that parents would automatically know about this program, or you use the city, I mean the school districts to get that word out? How does one say, okay, I want my child to be involved?
A lot of times they use the school districts. A lot of the programs are housed in schools, which is a cost-effective strategy. You don't have to deal with transportation, but some are based out in daycares even for pick-up programs. They pick up from the school and then go to a daycare center. But the outreach does come at the grassroots level, but we do on our After-School Zone website, www.afterschoolzone.org, host providers and programs so parents can identify and find them in their community.
And Councilmember, you've obviously seen results that show that young people who've gone and been a part of these programs really become, quote, enriched and really are they on the backside of that, they are more productive.
Absolutely. Locking up hundreds and hundreds more young boys and girls isn't the right thing to do. That's not on the right track at all. We have to focus attention, more efforts and resources into this downtime that boys and girls are participating in, out of school time, whether it's summertime or after school. Moms and dads just simply cannot do it alone. We need our community to help develop that child. The child will do better in his or her social life, the education environment, the community, and embark upon a successful life in general.
So you want parents to know, we got about 30 seconds left, but you want parents to know they can get involved. You want community members who can get involved to lend their resources to this effort.
We want them to go to www.afterschoolzone.org and get more information and get involved.
Now, how much bigger can this program be?
Oh, there's a lot of ways to go. We are only funding about 44,000 kids for comprehensive after-school programs. So we have to do the research. This is what we're working on now. So we're trying to gather data so that we can impact change and raise additional funds so that we can serve all the kids in need.
And a lot of this doesn't appear that it's city money. This is like public-private partnership type of program?
Absolutely, and we're soliciting resources from whether it's philanthropic individuals out there, public dollars, private dollars. This is for the embedment of our boys and girls in the Houston-Harris County area.
Well, we're using this platform to get the word out to all of those folks, and hopefully it'll be very successful. Thank you for coming in. I know you're passionate, both of you, about this, and hopefully we'll start seeing more growth and more funding for that growth as well. That's important. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. We'll be right back with a look ahead to next week. Stay with us.